creating the world we're now living in. We are competing in. We are repeating it. We are believing in. It's time for us to shift our mind from best in the world to best for the world. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. It creates a new world to mind a shift, intentionality, perceptuality, conceptuality. We are choosing to shift our mind to best for the world, best for our world. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional.
Det är bara att köra. Okay, welcome everybody to House of Hope. We are going to, well, last year we spoke about the vision, and now the vision has turned into something very solid, very, well, soon to be, we'll soon move in. So welcome into House of Hope, Hempcrete building. So here we have the kitchen slash living room, quite compact living, but pretty spacey. For a change, the heating system is quiet. We can go in here. We have the entrance, but we went in through the back door. Entrance here. If you come straight into here, we have a room with space for a lot of people, well, at least for two. We are still in the process of building, so it's a little bit messy. And here we have the bathroom. Let's see, ta-da! With shower. And this thing here is pretty cool because it pulls out the hot air and it converts it to hot water. So we will actually save 80-90% of energy. So we try to keep that mindset long-lived and energy efficient. So it's about to be installed. Okay, and here we go up to the bedroom. Which is a mixed bedroom and working space here. And also we have this roof window to get some light in. Really does a lot for the environment here. And then we have the balcony. So imagine a hot summer evening, you can open up the door, you can listen to Mother Nature without having an animal coming in through the door. So you have this space here. So, so you have the morning sun going up there, and then at noon the sun is over here because it's heading south. And if it gets too hot, you just get into the shadow. Yes, I like the view and the sounds from the birds. Okay, that was the tour.
So, and here I am also, Stellan Nordahl. This has been a fantastic, interesting journey, actually, that we have been following you on for the last 2.5 years or something.
Yeah, something like that. From the first sketch to where we are now.
Yeah, and I would say also that, I mean, now we're sitting here in a physical hemp house.
Yes.
House of Hope. So for those who haven't seen it before, maybe we should just give them a quick resume of the journey, because when we started out seeing you here in the Best for the World broadcast, that was 2 years ago, I guess.
I think it is 2 years, yeah.
I think you and maybe it was you and Richard Paulson, and at some point we also had the architect.
Yeah, that's right.
And tell us a little bit about what has been going on for 2.5 years, but now it's standing here.
Yeah, now it's standing here. Well, it started out with a hemp building course, and that was a very good place to be, because there I met the people that has been involved in this project. I met Peter Holmdahl from House of Hemp, and I met a guy who now owns Koljan. And Koljan, they made the foundation for this house. I didn't want concrete in this house because I wanted a very small footprint. I wanted long life material. So when I start talking about building this house and I was drifting into hempcrete, I had full support from these lovely people that I met over at Clara Norell's course that she held. And at that time, his name is Eliasson, Henning Eliasson at Koljan. He didn't have this company yet, but when half a year later, when he heard I was planning to build this, he called me up. He said, well, I have this super perfect material. You can go concrete free here if you use Koljan foundation. So I did. And also I called Derome, because they were involved in Förskolan Hoppet in Göteborg, where they also use this Koljan platform. So I called them up and I said, listen, I'm going to do the same thing as you do. I'm not going to use your prefab walls, but I want your wooden structure. So they were more than happy, because they were already starting this journey on sustainable building. So they were really helpful. So they supported me, and they delivered this pre-cut wooden structure. It was like a big IKEA wardrobe, just a little tool that was missing.
Do you have some of those Koljan building blocks left?
Yes, I have.
Couldn't you see if we can find them?
I find them right here. Let's see. So the material is called foam glass, and it's pretty light. It's made of, some part is recycled glass, and they have injected air into the structure. So it's like a little bit like polystyrene, the plastic. It's the same. It's a little bit fragile like this, but when you use it, we put in 4 steel frames holding this material, and then you put the floor on, and it can actually carry very heavy weight. But if you go with your stilettos, it will start to crack, but I don't do that so often anymore. So anyway, and it's perfect because it's totally recyclable. Because if I should one day take this house away, even though it could stay here for 200 years, we could actually pull out those sections and they could become a foundation again for another house. I think it's fully
so it's
recyclable.
reusable in that matter.
Yes.
You can take it away and bring it up again and use it somewhere else.
So it's not like recyclable, it's not downcyclable.
No.
Because you take old concrete and you use it as a macadam when you're building a road. But here you can give it the same purpose one more time or 2 more times. So it's very long-lived. They tried at Chalmers, they manipulated 200 years to see how that affected the isolation capacity. There were no difference. At 200 years, the machine shut off. because why go further? So
So the hemp house is also built by both hemp is in where do you use the hemp? We can take that question very soon. But this is the foundation is resting on this foam glass.
yes,
And then you have the hemp in
Yes.
at least 2 ways. I guess I heard
Yes.
both that you have it inside the walls and also on the walls.
well, actually, yes, there are. It's a good question because the walls are solid. Now that was a heater going on. Totally, walls are solid, except from the wooden structure. And then in the roof, it's also hempcrete, but it's another mixture because in the wall you want the strength. In the roof you want the isolation. But there's no kind of, it's one unity. It's like...
Is there anywhere we can see the structures and so on, or is it now hidden?
no, we
within
can
the-
see it. We can see it on the outer wall.
Yeah, let's go there.
Yeah, so you can see how it looks like.
Is it over here?
Yeah. So if you look here, this is what it looks like. You have the fibers from the hemp plant, and then it's mixed with lime. It's a different mix of lime to get the right egenskaper,
Circumstances or the right.
the right strength and,
strength
and,
yeah,
and all
right.
that, so it can keep the moisture in its place and keeping the heat, and it also gives you a perfect indoor environment in regard to indoor humidity. We're talking humidity that is good for your mucous membranes. Some modern houses are too dry, so you get irritated mucous membranes. So this is really nice if you have asthma or allergies. This is a healthy house in many aspects.
So this is how the structure then looks like.
Yeah,
So.
yes.
Yeah.
And I think 1 cubic meters will actually pull down 200 kilos of CO2, something like that. I can't, but this is storing carbon dioxide. Let's go in again. And also, in the inner walls, we have, from Ecolution, we have, instead of using rock wool, we have a material based on the hemp fiber, the thing that you make textile from.
Okay.
The material in the walls is the wooden part in the center of the stalk. So they're using different parts, but there's so many applications with hemp. The first jeans were made of hemp, and Christopher Columbus' boat, the sails were actually of hemp. I didn't know that, but I mean, there were no cotton around at those times, you know, no polystyrene, nothing. So there are so many uses for the hemp. So I think that one is made of hemp too.
Can you please bring it maybe?
Yes.
Or I can follow you back.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, so the doormat.
the doormat is made of hemp. So it's really...
But it's not only hemp here, it's also some other fabrics.
Yes, I think there's some other fabric as well.
Okay,
I'm not-
no, yeah.
Yeah, but it's made in India. It's jute, but it's also a...
Yeah, some kind of fabric.
Yeah.
Same type
But
of fabric.
a hemp would look exactly the same. So trying to use as many natural materials as possible to get away from this plastic. We have it everywhere.
So now we come so far that the house is here. When was this? When was it the foam glass? Was that the first building blocks? Or when was it that you did you already have the walls when you laid down the foundation, or how did it work?
Well, in the best of worlds, we started with the foundation, and then we sprayed. That we had this machine, so we can spray up the hemp.
Okay.
But I will never, if there's a house number 2, no way I will do it this way. Then I would, as you said, prefabricated hemp sections that you put in place, because we lost, there's so much waste
Okay, okay.
when you do it with a sprayer. So if you do it in a controlled environment, you have perfect temperature, you can work slowly and structurized. So then it would be much better. You will save time and money.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so the process was at least then putting up the foam glass and the walls, and you sprayed the hemp. And so when do you put the roof on? Is it in the beginning, or when is that?
No, we started with the walls, and when the walls was in place, we put this inner ceiling in place. And then on top of that, we sprayed the roof section with this softer mixture of there was a less amount of lime in this mixture for the roof. So that was, and then we put the outside of the roof on. Made sure that we had some problem with the ventilation, because someone didn't think about the importance of the air to ventilate. You always have to think about that things will be able to breathe. And in a roof like this, you have hundreds and hundreds of liters of water that want to escape. And then you have to be able to escape somewhere. So in the beginning, there were some molds on the inside of the roof. But as the condition change, it can't. They won't survive. So it will be pretty ugly when you look from the inside. But you don't look there because it's this high. So there were some errors in the journey.
process.
Yeah, it's inevitable. It's the first house. So
this is the first hemp house made out of hemp in Sweden, right?
well, I think there are 10, but I think this is the first one with this combination.
Okay.
Foam glass.
So, but 10 is still.
I think it's
not.
around.
It's not. Yeah, it's
Not
a very small
many,
amount.
no.
And how come? Is it because we don't use to the material, or is it? Do you know anything about why we don't use hemp instead of concrete?
If we start on a large scale going down, the building industry in Sweden is very, very conservative. And you have those big, there are some good people, but in general, they are doing it status quo, and they are fine with that. But if you look internationally, especially in France, they are the leaders when it comes to hemp. So they're building multi-story houses in the center in Paris. So we just have to. I built this house to inspire, to show people that it's possible to actually bring in those thoughts here in Sweden and kind of spread the word, because we could have an industry in Sweden. We can grow the hemp in Sweden, so we could be self-reliant or self-sufficient, or and
building resilience also in that process.
Exactly. So there are so many possibilities with this. What we lack today, we have the farmers that the regulation is in place. You're allowed to grow hemp today. That up to 2005 it was forbidden because of this marijuana.
Okay.
But it's very strictly regulated.
It's industrial purposes. There are no registration.
No, exactly. The hemp has 0.2 of this THC, which is alcohol, or. And if you want to smoke, you want to have 15%. So it's a huge difference. So, but it's got a bad reputation.
For industrial purpose, that's how you should think of it if you would like to start growing those on your fields.
You have the hemp species that are controlled, and you have you talk to the Jordbruksverket, so they know where you are and everything. And then you need special machinery, and then you need kind of the infrastructure to separate the fibers from this shive, this wooden material. Because if you don't have the right quality, you will lose all the positive
effects of
the hemp. So we don't have that in Sweden. So we need a financer who believes in this and see the potential, so we can kickstart this business.
So where did this hemp come from?
This actually come from, I saw the plastic bag saying Champagne and Ardennes, so in north of France.
Okay.
But it's, how do you say, biologically grown. So it's good stuff. And you don't need to spray your hemp. It's very strong. It really kills the weeds. So there shouldn't be any reason to use pesticides,
yeah.
even though the big ag wants to find a way to introduce that. So
And the workers that had the knowledge, were they also from France? Or maybe you mentioned that already? Or?
the people who made the inside, they were from France.
Okay.
Jérôme and Caroline from south of France. Fortunately, I speak French, so we could. We had a great time when they were here. May last year, they came and it was beautiful weather. The best part of Sweden, the best time of being in Sweden, they loved it. So they made the inside. So from looking like a cave, it now have white walls and looks like a normal house. And then I found, to make the inside, I found 3 very skilled Polish workers. And they really helped me with finding the right solutions. They were so engaged in making this beautiful home. So they actually not only, where should I put this thing? More like, we could use these colors. We could, if you look at the staircase and the colors, they came up with those solutions. So
it's very beautiful.
Yeah.
And it feels, for me, who are not here on a regular basis, already when I came into, you live in a part of Sweden, the south part of Sweden, where it's not often that we, a lot of people see it as there are no woods. But here we are in a specific wood called Saxtorpsskogen. So we're, and driving here is a little bit of a journey itself. and when you find the house and so on, you open the door from the car, you go out and you, the pines, the smell from the pines around here.
Yeah.
I guess there are a lot of pine trees here.
yes, there are. They used to plant pines because there was a lot of sand. So that was a way to against this soil erosion.
So when I entered the realm of the
This
House of
forest.
Hope
House,
and so on, the house itself is of course of interest, but also the context that you have built it in. It's very corresponding to the surroundings and to the environment in this place. It feels like it's, now I know it's new built and you can see it on the material and so on, but it almost feels that it's supposed to be here.
Yeah, it has got to have a relation with the surrounding environment. And many prefab houses are more like Lego parts that they put down everywhere, and sometimes it just looks like so wrong, it's so mal placé. So that was the advantage of having an architect who looked around to kind of embody the feeling you have in this place and make a house.
Very beautiful. So we entered the house from one of the entrances, and then you showed us the other. You also showed us how the system is supporting the house with water and so on works. And I guess that you have, in many cases when you build a new house, if it's not extremely conceptualized, you always have to find those specific solutions. Is there a specific solution that you are most proud of, that this really made my day and my house the special house as it is?
Well, I think there are so many. I've had 2 architects, and the first one she made a house that was very long. If you have a very long and thin house, you need a long corridor. And I told her, make the house wider, but she made her dream house, not mine. But then when the other architect came in, he made it like a little bit L-shaped, so we don't have that long corridor. And using this corridor as a bookshelf, and
Yeah, that's very beautiful.
yeah, I love books, and I want to have lot of books in my home.
And there are some on the upper shelf.
Yes, that's right. And the books for my soil doctor thing, a lot about climate and soil health and things like that. So that is one thing. And then that we also, the advantage of not rushing through a project is that you have the time to think things through. Because in the beginning, for the stove, for example, the wood stove, first it was supposed to be here, like a extension of the kitchen. If we have a electric breakdown, you put the stove on and you can cook your food. Then we realized, no, we want a kind of normal kitchen. So this wall came up as having the stove over here. Now there's a TV.
Yeah.
There's the only place we can have a TV. And then the final choice is to have the wood stove on that wall. We don't have too many walls.
Which one? This one? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay, the small one there. Yeah, beautiful.
So we'll see if there'll be a stove, but and then also the balcony. On the sketches, the balcony ends goes along the wall, so we would
Maybe we should look at this.
yeah, we could go up there again.
Yeah, we can do so.
Yeah.
Because this is interesting, I guess, because... sorry. Just have to follow you here.
So on the original writings, or how do you say, sketches, it was supposed to stop here.
Okay. You back off a little bit.
Yeah. But then my wife said, why don't we make it bigger?
Okay, so the balcony was supposed to end
Yeah, so we,
in line with the wall.
wall, yeah.
Okay.
but then we would be in the shadow from 12 o'clock. But now we can choose. Do we want to sit here, enjoying the sun? We can have a table, we can have breakfast here. If it's too hot, we'll just go into the corner and it will be, but we have the choice. So, and when you have the time, you go around, hey, we should do this, we should do it like that. And Richard Paulsson was here, and he said you should have a stair. You don't want to go on that terrace and go down here. You want to have a flow from there.
This is the, okay.
So this is, I'm pretty, that I like. And we, with those, as we dug ourselves into the slope, we said we don't want any concrete walls, so we put those cages with stones in it. It's more natural, more rough. So there's been quite a lot of manual work to put all that in place. Okay.
So Jonas, what do you think about the future for House of Hope, and what is the plan now? I mean, now you have built it, you put a lot of effort into the house itself and the process and everything that you've learned and so on. Right now we are here, it's very physical. It's been an idea from your head that have been manifested in this surroundings, beautiful surroundings with everything here. So what is, I wouldn't say next step, because I think there are plenty of steps that need to be taken. And you also mentioned the stove and so on. But what are your visions for this House of Hope?
Well, I've said that this house is not only going to be a home. I will have my soil doctor business here. So that would be nice. Want to save the soil and sitting in a house that is made from plants. And then also I wanted to be, I wanted to work. I wanted to be as a demo house, like a demo car. If you wanna, if you're building a house today, you will look at a drawing of your house. You will look at the budget, and you will pick a builder. And then when the house is there, maybe you don't like it because there's something in it. If you buy a used car, at least you will test drive it to get a feel if it's good for you. So if people are interested in building with hemp, they could like spend the night here and experience it with all the senses. I mean, when you come in here, you get a feel for it's healthy, you like the air, it has a natural smell. And also I want to inspire building companies to be, there must be someone that is brave, maybe Der Rome, who has already started that journey. Yeah. So
anyone listening into this, they can always contact you.
Oh yes.
And maybe you can envision a future together with someone interested in investing in hemp houses or the production and the process of it.
So I mean, I spent almost 200,000 euro in this. I believe in it. And we have the contacts in France, we have contacts in Sweden, we have people that really believe in this, and we need this in our society.
So thank you very much for hosting this House of Hope and for letting me taking part of your world, and also everyone with us here live or maybe checking into the YouTube video afterwards, and we can put up some contacts in the comments later on. And so take care everyone, and good luck for the future of House of Hope, and also for the Soil Doctor, as you are in the making of that too. So
yes.
Super interesting. Thank you very much, Jonas. Anything else you would like to add?
Well, nice having you here, and well, it's been a journey to fulfill your visions and dreams. That is on the bucket list. Not just talk, but do. And I'm pretty satisfied sitting here today and talking to you.
Yeah, should be.
Sharing the journey.
Yeah. Fantastic. So, okay, take care, everyone. Bye.
We are creating the world we're now living in. We are competing in. We are repeating in. We are believing in. It's time for us to shift our mind from best in the world to best for the world. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. It creates a new world to mind a shift, intentionality, perceptuality, conceptuality. We are choosing to shift our mind to best for the world, best for our world. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional.